Hello, Mega Thirstinator here, and I'm back with another review of LEGO games. This is Ramses Pyramid, and it's where you have to be the first adventurer to reach the top of the pyramid, defeat the Mummy King, and win. So here's the stuff here. There's the adventurers at the entrance and start position. The LEGO dice over there. These are the tents, one in each corner. Brown movement spaces, crystals to collect. This is the darker bottom layer. These are the crystal coated layers on the pyramid. I'll explain what their purpose is in a few minutes. These are secret temples. These are the empty temple spaces. These are the mummies, and that's Mummy King Ramses. So let's get down to everything here. So let's go. Okay, what you have to do, you start at the entrance, and players move their adventurers in a clockwise direction once around the pyramid on the brown movement spaces. When a player's adventurer returns to the entrance, he stops there. On the player's next turn, he or she then places the adventurer onto any one of the 4 sides of the pyramid on the dark bottom layer, rolls the dice, and starts climbing the pyramid, moving on the brown spaces. I'm going to use the blue guy here for an example because blue is my favorite color. Moving on the brown spaces. When landing on a brown space around the pyramid, players have 3 options each turn. What you do is you take a crystal and place it by your tent. Well, hang on a minute, can I get that in position? Or you look inside the secret temple, memorize the color inside without letting the other players see, and then place the secret temple onto another empty temple space. Or, if there's no crystal or secret temple, your turn ends. Now for moving on the pyramid. When the players reach the pyramid, they move differently. The players now move up or down layers of the pyramid. 1 step equals 1 layer of the pyramid. Players have to choose between 2 options each turn before rolling the dice. You roll the LEGO dice and move your adventurer 1 or more crystal-coated layers on the pyramid. To move to each new layer, you must always have the correct colored tent. You must always have the correct colored crystal at your tent, or guess the correct color crystal in a secret temple. Then reveal the color by opening it and showing all players what is inside. Then place the secret temple onto another empty temple space. If you reveal the wrong color crystal, your turn ends. Like that. Or you can, for the second option, you skip rolling the LEGO dice to move your adventurer to one of the 3 sides of the pyramid on the same layer. Place your adventurer in the center of each layer. You still need to have or reveal the correct colored crystal to move to another side of the pyramid. Okay, now that you guys know how to move your adventures around there, let's get down to what the LEGO dice has. So, for this one, this is move 2. You move your adventurer 4 2 brown spaces to move around the base of the pyramid, or 2 steps up or down once your adventurer is on the pyramid. Like this, and like this. Even though it already makes sense to some of you. Now this here is take and move 2. You take, it's where you take 1 colored crystal that you do not already have from another player's tent, and move your adventurer 2 brown spaces or 2 steps up the pyramid. And this one here is rotate the pyramid and move 1. You change the route to the top of the pyramid by picking up and rotating and rotating one layer of the pyramid to another position. All layers above the one rotated will rotate with it, and move your adventurer one brown space or one step on the pyramid. Now this is move the mummies and move 3. You move one mummy from the top down one step on its side of the pyramid, and move all mummies no longer on the top of the pyramid down one step, and you move your adventurer 3 brown spaces or 3 steps up the pyramid. Adventurers cannot step onto a layer of the pyramid containing a mummy. If a mummy descends onto a layer on the same size as adventurer, the adventurer is knocked off the pyramid and returns to the entrance. On that player's next turn, the player places his or her adventurer onto any side, onto any one of the 4 sides of the pyramid on the dark bottom layer, and begins again. When a mummy steps off the bottom of the pyramid, place it onto one of the 8 brown spaces. It is now out of the game. Now for winning the game. Gotta get all the mummies off here. Now, once you have reached the layer just below the mummy king, you have a chance to fight him on your next turn. If you roll a side showing the mummy, you defeat Ramses, the mummy king, and win. The mummy king's crown and the pyramid's treasures are yours. It's cool. Okay, let's get down to the rule changes. Alright, let's get everything cleaned up here, and I'll show you the changes to the game. Let's get everything. Okay. Number 1, team play. Collaborative play for 4 players, split into 2 teams, or all 4 players on the same team against the Mummy King. You have to work as a team to save Egypt from the Mummy King and his mummy army. You reach the top of the pyramid and defeat the Mummy King before all... Now I'm gonna have to move all the mummies here. Huh? Okay, sometimes the bottom black block falls off, or brown, and you just are forced to reattach it. I mean, this is what pisses me off the most. Having to reattach the block every time. If you could, super glue could work, but all it does is it just keeps falling off, and therefore it just ruined the game piece. All mummies are moved from the top. And win. The player to actually defeat the Mummy King. Alright, we'll actually have to get all 4 of the play pieces on there. Gotta make sure they're all facing the mummy here. The first player to actually defeat the Mummy King gets to wear the crown. Gets to wear the crown. If the Mummy King is too powerful, start him a few layers down the pyramid. Start him a few layers down the pyramid. Every time a mummy is rolled, he climbs up 1 step. only when he reaches the top can he start to unleash his mummy horde. Alright. Now, here's number 2. This is the part that I haven't explained yet. Well, I don't normally use this because I don't like game changes, usually. Whoa! Alright, I'm gonna have to... I'm just so sick of my camera falling. Number 2, special treasure room rules. When a player defeats the mummy king and takes his crown, the player enters the treasure room, hidden inside the pyramid. The player then has to reveal the secret temple locations containing the 4 colors inside. If the player successfully reveals the 4 colors, the player gets the golden scorpion treasure. Well, actually, I'm going to put out a demonstration just so you all know. Well, I was kind of lucky how that was orange. Like... yeah, that's right. Oh, but if the player fails, the pyramid closes and the player is trapped inside. Okay, so anyways, that's it for Ramses Pyramid. So, Mega Thirstinator signing off.